My name is John Cornicello, and I'm here to help you learn about and understand studio lighting. Today my topic is feathering the light. This is another one of those confusing topics. What is feathering? What does feathering the light do? And maybe more important, what doesn't it do? When first learning to light our portrait subjects, the tendency or temptation is to point the light directly at our subject, and this works nicely. Here you can see a typical one-light setup with a small softbox at camera left pointing at our stoic subject. The subject's nose is pointed towards the light, giving us a classic short light situation. We call this short light because the side of the face that is lit is narrower or shorter than the side that is in shadow, which is wider. On the short side we cannot see the subject's ear. On the broad side we can see from nose to ear. If the light were to come from the other side, or if the subject turned their head to point their nose away from the light, it would be broad light. Feathering the light means that we turn the light away from the subject. Usually this means turning the light towards the camera so it skims across the subject's face and gives us control over the edge of the light and the stamp of the light, making it more even across the subject. Feathering really comes into its own and shows its power when you have more than one subject. It could be 2 subjects as we have here, or it could be a group of 10. Back the light up to give it more depth and point it across the group towards the person on the opposite side from the light. Here we'll start with the light pointed at the subject on the left. They are brighter than the subject on the right. As the light is rotated towards the camera, it first becomes more even across the subjects, but further turning it makes the subject on the right become brighter than the subject that is closer to the light. Adding a white foam core reflector on the right fills in the shadows a bit to lower the contrast. As discussed in the soft light video, the fill card does not soften the shadow edges, it just fills in the shadows, making them lighter in tone. A common misconception about feathering is that feathering will help soften the light. This is not true. Remember, the larger the light source in relationship to your subject, the softer the light will be as the photons approach the subject from a larger area and help fill in the shadows and make the shadow edge transition smoother. Let's see what feathering looks like from the subject's point of view. Here the camera is the subject and you can see that the softbox is pointed right at us, and you can see the front surface of the softbox. Now as I feather the light away from us, you will see that the front surface as seen by the subject is getting more and more narrow. Narrower is smaller. Smaller is harder. The shadows going from left to right, such as that from the nose to the cheek, will get a harder edge transition as the light is feathered. The up and down shadows will remain the same as the height of the light stays the same. Let's go back to our photo with the 2 subjects. This time I've added a white reflector fill card. Note that the shadow edge quality remains the same. Adding the fill doesn't make the key light any larger, but the contrast is lower and the shadows are not as dark as they were before. When placing a fill card, I do not put it all the way over on the opposite side from the main light. I place it a bit in front of the subject. Off to the side, the fill card lights up the shadowed ear and can leave a dark band down the front of the subject's face. Brought around to the front, the fill is much more even. So there you have it. Feathering the light evens the light across our subject or subjects, but it does not soften the light. If anything, it makes the light slightly harder. Adding a fill card or a large fill light will lower the contrast, but still maintain the shadow edge quality. Well, that's it for today. I hope this helps you understand feathering a little bit more. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.